Can I just ask a fundamental question?
Yeah, sure.
So I know that while determining the entry point and the target, I know you are going back and looking at these candles in the time frame in the back, and that's how you determine that this is the point where you should enter. I know these two graphs, Williams, they also tell us that the market is upward or downward, but when you go back and tell us that this is the entry point and this should be the target, while referring back to these candles, what are the like major points which determine that this is the point where you should enter? In short, like how do you determine the point to enter and the target?
Yes, Vivek sir, would you like to answer?
Sure. Vineet, take the same chart which you're currently seeing on your screen.
Right.
Now, what you're seeing on the screen for December, between the 21st and the beginning of 21st December onwards, you see this 4-5 candles. The base is all being formed around the rate of about 23 something.
Yeah.
And the bottom is all around 23. So if you look at the one which is on 1st January or 2nd or 3rd January, whatever the date is, this red candle, this one, this is 4th January. Now the 4th January, the closing is 23.10.
Yeah.
Right? If you look at the top end, top left corner, you will see the rate is 23.10 is the close.
Right.
The low is 22.62. Now 22.62, if you look at it very carefully, the next candle after it, which is the green candle, is also showing a low of 22.92. So that means the 23 what target is a rate from which it is bouncing upwards. Now the same thing is happening on the green candle also just around Christmas. No, around 20. To your right. Yeah. 29 December. The low is 22.50. Close is 23. The candle prior to it will also give you the same idea. That gives an indication that 23 is where the price is now bouncing back. It is taking support. People are buying in bulk at these rates.
Okay.
Price is reversing. So that becomes your support for your future buying. Right? Now, come and keep your candle as it is without changing your candle. Come to November the 9th. You realize, just look at it physically. This candle, what is the height? The high is 24 and the close is 23.40. After that, the prices were dipping. Now, this was your resistance in the month of November. There was a correction happening over here. People were selling it off.
Right.
Now, 3 days later, you had a gap up and this resistance was taken out. When resistance gets taken out, that now becomes your support point. Whenever a resistance is violated, it becomes a support point. And that is being a support which we have seen in December end. 23 was a support, was a resistance there. 23 is the support here.
Yeah.
Right? So because it got violated, then it becomes the support here. So resistance violated is now support generated.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Now when this support gets violated, you look at the previous support which it was there, which is at 20. Which is in first week of November and mid of October. 20. Come lower down. Lower down. Much lower down. This is the support now.
Yeah.
This is now your support, next support. So if 23 gets violated, your support is at 20.
Oh, I see.
Because the price is bouncing back from it. It is coming here, touching and bouncing back.
Right.
So now if we are buying it, our buying price as support is at 23. So I'm buying it around 23 or 23.50 to have minimum support price. which if you look at the last candle, the Bollinger Band clearly says your support price is around 23.25 or 23. The candle, last candle, absolute current candle. The
Yeah.
lower Bollinger at 23 exactly. So your support price would be at 23. So you could either buy it at 24.50 with a
Mm-hmm.
23, which was the support taken around the 19th of Jan. 19th of Jan, when the red candle was formed, after which a doji was formed, 19th of January, 18th and 19th of this one. 19th of January, the low is 25. That has been, I would buy around 25 with a stop of 23.
Yeah.
So buy at 25, target of 30. A 20%, $5, 5 is to 3. 5 is to, sorry, 5 is to 2, 2 is to 5.
Oh, so your target is like based on this ratio.
No, target not based on ratio. Target is basically based on where the price is reversing down from,
Oh,
which
okay.
it had touched 30 in
Yeah.
the recent times. So I'm expecting it to touch at least 30 now.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm making a risk reward ratio, I'm saying your target is $5, your risk is $2.
Yeah, yeah. Got it.
Risk reward ratio of 1 is to 2.5, which is a
Yeah,
fair,
yeah. Got it, Mr. Bhatia. Thank
right?
you.
Most welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you, Vivek sir. I
Welcome,
think
Kamal.
he has explained so well with an example.
Like 1:2 you said it's a fair trade. I mean, it's worth taking this. 1:1 obviously doesn't make sense, but where do you think is the like the lowest where say entry makes sense?
Lowest entry.
No, in the terms of ratio, like if the downside risk is
No.
to upside is
People
1:2.
people also enter trade in 1 is to 1 ratio also. I enter a trade into 1 is to 1 ratio if I'm depending upon my time frame. If I'm trading only for the day,
Mm-hmm.
I can enter a trade of 1 is to 1 also.
Okay.
It all depends what is the time frame I'm looking. If I'm looking for a longer duration, if I'm looking for a week or 10 days or for a month, then I'm looking to take a trade of 1 is to 2 or 1 is to 3 or 1 is to 5. But if I'm entering the trade today, like as I was saying in the previous sessions, that I could enter a trade tomorrow post noon or post lunch to close my trade tomorrow evening also around before the lunch, before the day ends. It could not be in Auto Canada. It was in the other scripts that we were looking at, where I was clear because I'm expecting a red candle tomorrow morning, Monday morning, and post lunch I expect it to go up. So in that case, I'm taking a trade. I could be risking my trade for 1 is to 1 ratio also.
Okay.
It's,
Got it.
if I'm making a 3% gain or a 4% gain in one day, then I will not like to risk for very long. Or even if I'm playing big purchases, I may like to take it a 1 is to 1 ratio also, which people do pick it up. It all depends upon what is your how aggressive trader you are.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Most welcome. Though I would always like to say, you make money by investment, not by trading.
I know many were waiting for Tesla to drop to enter, and what we saw on Friday was more than correction. It's dropping down further. It's on downtrend, and the volume with which it has dropped, it continued dropping even in aftermarket. So those who are looking to enter Tesla, I would say to be cautious and watch how it's trading on Monday. Most probably, it looks to me that it would drop down further, and a buy price around 720 is what we might see that it might reach. It already almost touched 775 in the market on Friday market itself, and then has the market pushed little up, but again in aftermarket it is dropping. And as you can see here, there's a gap up which needs to be covered, and there's small gap up here, and a price around 720 with a stop loss of 694. Uh, if the market keeps going down for 2 to 3 days, it might possibly reach under 700, but that might be very less likely. That's why I'm suggesting to look for price around 720. Though from support point of view, 694 support is a strong support. So even if you enter around 720, and if it drops under 700, close to 694, please don't be scared. But if you are looking to enter around 694, then your stop loss could be at 655. Vivek sir, would you like to add to this?
No, I mean, I agree to what you just say. Plus, even the Fibonacci retracements are helping you there. But I personally feel that a target, a price entry price around 640 would be a right entry price. 640, 645, or 630. Yeah, this would be the right entry price. Lower. This 630 with a stop of 610 or 615. What is the retracement level at 700?
So at
What percentage is the retracement?
At 700, it is 0.786. Yeah.
And that is 0.68. Then I would go towards 630, 650. 640, 645 would be the entry price which I would look at it. 640. I would look at to enter over there, because even if we use a Bollinger Band system, if it touches the lower Bollinger, which is around 700, it will go lower down. Because by that time, the lower Bollinger Band would have also moved down. But that is only if it touches there. Which is why I agree to your first entry point. So I would nibble, as one would say, nibble at your first entry point, and then go all out at about 640.
Yes, that looks a fair suggestion. An entry around 720, 700 with a
730, 715, 730.
Yeah, with a small quantity, and then if it drops down further, increase your quantity.
Because Tesla, whatever said and done, though I'm not in favor of this company, but whatever said and done, it is not a company which is just running away. It is going to be there for long. It's an EV company, better new products, technology driven company. It will stay there for long. So 715, 730, good entry point to nibble. First entry, and then second entry around 650, 645, stop of 615, 615. That would be real midterm. I'm talking about 2 or 3 months. If I enter at 615, I'm looking for a huge target, upside target, 30% plus.
Can I just ask a simple question?
Sure.
What do you mean by stop loss, like in general?
We need stop loss is basically that when we place a stop loss, when you enter a trade,
Yeah.
you enter a trade keeping two things in mind. It's a game of probability. Stock market, nothing but a game of probability. So you're always entering a trade with two things in mind. Number one, what is the profit ratio you're expecting? What is the target you're expecting?
Mm-hmm.
And number two, how much are you willing to lose on it?
Okay.
If you enter with the idea of only gains, you will only end up losing money. But if you enter into a trade with the idea of losing money, you're mentally ready to lose an X percentage amount. That
Yeah.
is the stop loss below which, if the price goes below that, depending upon your appetite, you would tend to come out of it. So when I'm entering a stock at about 650 or 645,
Yeah.
keeping a $30 stop loss at 615,
Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting a target of about, now my stop loss is one. My target should be either multiples of that in 2, 3 or more.
Mm-hmm.
When Kamal wanted to enter this stock at 730, which
720.
720, which he had first proposed, his
Yeah.
target would have been around 850, 870, which is the height, the top portion high of the day, around
Yeah.
885, 875. So he will
Right.
not 890 to get out. He may exit at 875. What is his entry price? 730 or 720. So he is expecting a jump of about 130 odd dollars,
Yeah.
right? So
Yes.
his stop loss over there was around 695 or 690,
Yeah, 690.
right? So that his stop loss is $30. His profit ratio is about 120. So the ratio is 1:4. So risk reward. So you're risking one, which is $30, but you're expecting a reward of $120. So your risk reward ratio is 1:4,
Yeah.
right? So that is
Right.
what you're willing to risk. You're willing to risk $30 of whatever your investment, and then you will cut your losses, means you will bear the loss. That
Right.
is your stop loss.
Okay.
Right?
Got it, Mr. Bhatia. Thank you so much.
Rather call me Vivek. There are so many Viveks on the group. Everybody will feel nice.
Yeah,
Session,
right.
there were 5 Viveks out of 25 participants.
So let everybody feel nice and us. When let everybody feel nice.
Yeah, sometimes I get confused to which week I'm replying in a private chat.
So, which is why I specifically mentioned Mr. Bhatia.
Maybe this group should be called a Vivek group then.
Yeah, you can call me VB if you want.
Right. So there's a question in the chat about how to use this Fib Rip Retracement. So it's here under this. You can find this Fib Retracement, and how it do is you on the chart at whatever duration you are looking. This one, let's say, is 1 year. So take the candle which is at the lowest price, and from there drag it to the one which is at the highest price, and this gives the retracement at various levels.
Hi, Kamal. This is Ashwani. I guess you created a video for how to use this tool, isn't it?
Yes. In one of the sessions we would have covered on how to use Fib retracement as well.
Oh, do you have that link handy? Maybe at the end of the session, if you can share with us again.
Sure, maybe I'll try to find out the session in which we discussed about it, or maybe if you want I can quickly show it in this session itself if I can see if I delete it here. So we go over here take the Fib Rip Retracement, and on this Tesla chart of 1 year duration, so I see that this candle is the day when it was at its lowest price in this 1 year chart, and from this year expand this Fib retracement to touch the candle when it was at its highest price. The previous retracement we had created last time to see how much upside it has beyond this. Does this help? So if you would like to see how much upside potential it has beyond this, we can see that as well. For Tesla, I mean, from this you could select the next levels, which it can help you to gauge how much upside potential it has. So for Tesla, the target which I am looking, since this time it touched 900 and it came down and going through correction, I'm expecting it to touch 1000 next time, at least 995 or somewhere in 990s. It would have that much up. It could have that much upside in next uptrend. So if I buy around 720, like Mr. Vivek said, maybe at around 850 I'll sell some positions and keep the remaining position for 1000. Some positions which I sell at 850 I'll buy it again once it goes on correction, maybe around 820 or 850. That time it could come around 850. So that is how I usually hold Tesla. I take a bigger position, then sell half at at a midway target, and keep remaining half for my long-term target, medium to long-term target, and then the half position which I sell, I buy it. I used to buy it again and then continue.
Thanks, Kamal.
You're welcome. So any more questions on Fib retracement? This was, so usually I take reference of the closing price, because closing price, I prefer closing price over the peak price, considering that if you take peak price, your orders might not get filled always. So I rely more on the closing price, and it applies most of the time if you are using Wealthsimple for the Canadian stocks. If you are using other platforms, you could still target a price near the peak price, but if you have a larger quantity, then better to keep your targets near the closing price. If you are having larger quantity, then keep your targets to the closing price on the day when it had reached its highest. For NIO, similar trend, it's also on correction, but on Friday it also had a sell-off, which indicates that it could also drop further, though it's almost in oversold in Williams R. CCI is still minus 13, which indicates it could drop down further. So if you have taken position already, you could consider to increase your position once it drops down further. expecting a further drop even for NIO, and a buy price around $50, the support that the resistance that it had previously, and I think we had discussed before as well, a price around $50 could be good if you are looking to hold for short term, and if you are looking to hold for medium term to long term, the price targets for this uh, could go beyond 65, and long term target I'm looking at is 100 or closer to 100. With this price, if you are looking to buy only NIO, you could buy in more quantity compared to Tesla, or you could take some positions in Tesla and more positions in NIO, as you could get this at around 1/8 of price, at 1/16 of a price if you get around $50. In terms of upside potential, NIO has again, the Tesla has grown this much. That's why compared to these two, I see the volume is more on NIO. That's why I feel the upside potential for NIO among these two could be higher. Though Tesla remains the number one in this sector, but in terms of trading volumes, NIO has good potential to go way beyond. So if some of you are looking to hold this over 1 year, 2 year, or 5 year, I think NIO has a very good prospect. So just in summary, if someone is looking to buy immediately in next week, if the market reverses from here, you could enter at this price, but most likely it might drop further, so a buy price around $50. But if the market continues dropping further, then this looks to be a very good support, and if you manage to get at $40, you could go for a larger quantity, and hold it for much longer period. You can plan beyond 1 year. What I have so Vivek has said his view that what I have observed is in last few months that it is on any Monday and red on Fridays. Should we consider this? What I have observed,
Monday is green and Friday is red.
yeah, usually it's like that. Mondays are green, and Friday and Tuesdays are red. But looking at the volume in which these stocks are sold off on Friday, it gives an impression that it could continue on Monday as well. If it doesn't happen, it's well and good for every one of us, which means that the market is reversing from here. However, if it doesn't happen and the sell-off continues, then we have a risk that the sell-off would be even further. And for NIO, if it is currently at 57, it can easily drop to $50 or even further. So taking the worst case that the sell-off might continue on Monday, I would say to take a cautious look at the market, have a watch before entering into either of these stocks. If you're thinking, most especially if you're thinking to hold for um, medium to long term, or if you're taking the position on leverage. Yeah. Vivek sir, would you like to add anything to that?
No comment. I think you have covered everything up. Plus, I think last weekend also we had discussed NIO in the same levels only. I remember talking about the two gap downs, one even in end of December. This gap down to your left, between 48 and 40, between these two gap downs. And the previous one, which is over here.
Yeah, gap ups, right?
The doji candle, the previous one, this doji candle and the candle thereafter, that gap up is also there. That also requires to get filled in.
Yes.
So which is why 49 would be the right appropriate price to buy at.
Yes. And if you are entering at 49,
Yeah, but then your stop is very, very straight down from 49 to almost 40 or somewhere near 44 or 43.
yeah, or I was thinking if people are looking to buy for a medium to longer term, they could increase their
Then
positions.
they will come in at 40.
Yeah.
But then after 40, the gap down or the stop loss is very, very low. So that is the reason why I would rather enter in at 43 or 44 with a stop of about 38, 39.
So you mean you're suggesting to enter around this 40 and
No, enter around 43, go higher up around here, 43 with a stop of about 38. Come to the big candle, slightly higher up. That's it. 38.75.
okay.
Where I'm touching the wick, lower wick of 1, 2, and 3 candles in the past.
Yes, this looks to be a
That means around November and December, the lower wicks have touched it on 3 or 4 occasions. So that becomes a very strong support. At 38.70 is a very strong support. So that is your stop loss. Entry price would be around 42, 75, 43.
right.
So $4 stop with a target of about 65.
Yeah.
So $22 jump up and a $4 stop. So 1:5 ratio.
Okay. So Ayaz has shared that US OTC stock ASRE has jumped 1800% on Friday. Yeah. So some of the OTC stocks towards the end we will have a look. Let me just quickly add these three if it's not there. Okay. So moving on to Apple. Yeah, I think we had discussed about Apple around this time, and we had suggested that it's a good price to enter. Then it reached to its 52-week peak, and now you can see how fast there has been a sell-off. And if you look at the volume on Friday, it's more than its average volume, and this is the reason why uh, I was saying when I was telling about Tesla and NIO that it looks to me that the market can uh, go down further. So these three major stocks that we have discussed are giving a common indication that the market is bearish, and indicators are also confirming the downtrend, Williams R, CCI. So if you are looking to enter in Apple, hold on. Again, this support price around 126, where it had touched almost 3 times. So a buy price around 126 with a stop loss of $123 stop loss.
121.
Yeah.
121. Stop of 121.
Yeah. So this could be good entry point for those who are looking to enter Apple.
Also keep one thing in mind, you have seen 5 red continuous candles, which is very rare. The last 5 are 5 red continuous candles, which is very rare.
And that it has formed after reaching its after forming a 50.
At the 52-week high, yeah. But the last 3 are almost consecutive and they are almost all gap downs. The last 3 are all 2 gap downs. Which is why a correction, a turnaround from 125 could be expected. 125 or even 126 could be expected.
Yeah.
So I would say I would enter this stock at about 127 if I really want to get it filled in with a stop of 121.
Yeah.
Lower down. Lower. That's it. That's it. 121. One, two, three, four, five. 5 hits at that level at 121.
And this is within very short duration. It's just
Yeah, you're just talking about within a period of last 2 months only.
yeah. Okay.
And what should be the target for this?
142, 143. Because that is the first target which is there, the peak. So get out with taking a principal amount out with the small profit and take whatever shares you have balance as for a higher target.
Okay,
But
thank you.
143 would be comfortably achieved.
Yeah.
It could also go to 150. Because once it bounces back from here, after this recoil at 127 or 125, once it bounces, 150 will not be difficult. You change this to a weekly candle so you know what the old history is talking of.
This is its all-time high.
Kamal, I came across an article. I think I stated that in the group that day on Friday, that the hedge funds, they are selling all their best performing stocks in order to recover the loss they have made in GameStop. And Apple was one of the name that was mentioned in that article.
That could be the reason why Apple was sold off on Friday and Thursday. 2 gap downs because of that news. But Apple being Apple will bounce back, and I think 150 will be an easy target to achieve. So you could be looking for a new lifetime high.
Yeah, and I see this is a good opportunity for retail investors. That since it is dropping down, it's good time to buy at a cheaper price if you are planning to hold this for medium to long terms.